Okay, let's try this one more time. So we have 59 and times 4, right? Times 10. So we're breaking up the 4 and the 10 from 40. And we can do this first. This is called dissociative property, where you can actually move things around like this. So I'm going to do 59 times 4. Now, if you have your multiplication charts, you can do 4 times 9 first. And I know that 4 times 9 is 36. And I'm going to do 4 times 5, which is 20, plus 3 is 23. Okay. For those of you who did not learn multiplication last year or didn't do a lot of multiplication, what I just did was you can also split up the 59 into 50 plus 9. So I'm going to just write over everything, okay? So 50 plus 9 is 59, right? Everybody agree with that? And basically, I'm multiplying both those numbers times 4. So when I do the first one, I'm doing 4 times 9, I get 36, okay? So 4 times 9 is 36. And then if I do 4 times 50, I do 4 times 0 is 0, and 4 times 5 is 20, right? So basically, I get 200 plus 36. And look at that. I got 236, exactly what it is. So we're not done. We have 236, and we multiply it by 10, right? So if I'm multiplying by 110, what do I just have to add to that number? Anyone? What do I add to the number? Now, one person can tell me what do I add to 236?
0.
I add a 0, right? Because I'm just increasing it by 10 times. So 200 becomes 2,000. So it's going to be, the answer is 2,360. Who got that answer?
I did.
Okay. With respect to multiplying, does anybody have trouble multiplying? Anybody having difficulty? You can chat me to private if you'd like. Let's do the next one. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. I'm going to put this on my channel, so if you need it, you can get it, okay? There's also another way to do this number, and it's called, it's when you make an array, but it's the area model. Any of you guys do area model last year multiplying? Some people did? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so area model, you can break this number up into a couple of numbers, and it was just like I just showed you. You can do 50, and then you do 9, and then on the other one you do you can do 4, 40. Oh, you could do 4 and 10, but you can do 40 over there. So with this first box, you're going to do 40 times 50. And if you remember my rule, you can multiply the first two numbers 4 times 5 and get 20, right? And just there's 2 zeros on the end, so you can add the 2 zeros. Then you get 2,000. And the next one is 40 times 9. So 9 times 4 is 36, and there's 1 0. And then you take those two numbers and you add them together. And that's the area model of multiplying. So you're multiplying 40 and 50, and then you're multiplying 40 and 9 right there. So right there and right there. So that answer is 2,360. I believe that's the answer we got, right? 2,360. So you can do it that way too. So 91 times 14. So there's two different ways to do this. So we can do area models and break it up, or we can multiply it straight up and down. So let's start with area model. So I'm going to show you area model. So I'm going to draw the big box here. And I'm going to do is, but this time we're going to have 4 different numbers. So, and the reason why I'm going to break both numbers up. So first, everybody agrees that 90 plus 1 equals 91. So 90 and 1, we're going to put over here because there's 91. And over here on the top, we're going to put 10 and 4 because 10 plus 4 is, and what we're doing here is we're splitting up the numbers by 10s and 1s, okay? So if you're doing 91 times 14, you can do 90 times 10 and 90 times 4. And then you do 1 times 10 and 1 times 4. And you're basically multiplying by the 10s and the 1s separately. So first thing we do is we multiply 90 and 10 because they're right, it's like a grid over and up. So 9 times 1 is 9, right? And we have 2 zeros. There's a 10 and there's a 90, so there's 2 zeros. So and if you think about it, 10 times 90 is 900. That's because if you increased 9 by 10 times, it would go up to 900. So the next one is 1 times 10. So that's pretty easy. 1 times 10 is 10, right? So we put that in there. Okay, and then the next two we have to do is 90 times 4 because there's 4 ones over on the other number. So 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, 4 times 9 is 36. And we have 1 0 because it was 90. And the last one we have is 1 times 4 because it's the last square. 1 goes over and 4 comes down, and it's 4 times 1 or 1 times 4, and it's 4. What do you think I do with all those numbers now to get the answer? What does everybody think I do with those numbers?
You add them.
You add them together, all of them. So I can, stack and add them. So you could do that. So I can do, 900. I want to do that over here. 360, 10, and 4. So 4 plus 0, 0, 0 is 4. And 6 plus 1 is 6. And the last one is 9 plus 3, and that's 12. So it's 1,200.
6 plus 1 is 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good call. I did that on purpose. No. That was a minor. And make sure you put a comma in there because it's 1,274. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wipe all this out. Okay. This is the second one. And I'm going to show you a different method. This is old school. This is the way we have done it for years. And this is how we do this. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do something with this. We're going to stack our numbers up and multiply. Okay, you can see it above there, but they're not really showing you how to do it. So here you go. The first thing we're doing is I want you to think about this, is we're multiplying by 4s. 4 is in the ones place. So we're going to multiply by 4 ones. So we're doing 4 times 1. So that's just the 4s, okay? 4 times 1 is 4. That's what we do first. Now, the second thing we're doing is 4 times 9. Now, it's not really a 9 if you want to think about it. It's really a 90 because it's in the tens column. So we're doing 4 ones times 9 tens. So if I do 4 times 9, I get 36, and I put it down. Really, that means it's 36 tens. So 36 tens would be 360, 36 tens, okay? Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, and I want you guys all to remember this, and I hope you're taking notes, because if you don't know how to do this and you're not writing it down, this is going to be really tough. So what I'm going to do next is I'm multiplying by 1. I just did my 4. Now I'm multiplying by 1. Now that's not a 1. What number does that 1 represent? Who can tell me?
It represents a 10.
You're right. That's a 10. That's not a 1. So we have to start in the tens place. And the way to do this, we're going to line up, we're going to do a second row. We're going to put a 0 here. Now that 0 is a placeholder. It tells me that I'm multiplying by a power of 10. So I put a 0 there. It stays there. Now I can multiply. I'm going to pretend that's a 1 now because I already added my 0, and that means I'm multiplying by 10, right? So if I do 1 times 1, I get 1, right? And 1, so that's really like 10 times 1 is 10. That's the answer. Done. The next thing we're going to do is 1 times 9. Now really it's 10 times 90. So that's like 900, right? So 1 times 9 is 9. And look, now I have 900. So that's 910. So 10 times 91 is 910. That's true, very true. So what you do, it's easy, you just add these two up. So effectively, instead of doing 4 different numbers like we just did in the area model, we are only doing 2 numbers. We're using the 4 ones and the 110, and we're multiplying it by 91. And that's what we did. This is a faster method. So we add them up. It's 4, 7, and 9 plus 3 is 12. And that's what we got before, right? 1,274. Okay? All right. I'm going to do the last 2 as well. And then the rest of this paper is on your own. Okay? You don't have to do all of it. What I'd like you to do is work until 3, and that's it. If you are one of my people that needs to present tomorrow, my list is Ethan, Brendan, Avery, Emery, Zoe, Amy, Luca, Nicholas, and Kylie. So if that you're on that list, you got to get ready for tomorrow, okay? And today. All right, let's do the last 2, okay? And then we'll get going. So I'm going to do both methods again.
Mr. Nelson, I finished the paper.
Perfect, man. If you know what you're doing, that's great. For those people that are, if you're finished and you're done, then you can be done. It's 2:30. See if there's any other work that you need to turn in, though. Go check. Okay.
I will. Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
If you're still following me,
thank you.
Listen.
Thank you. Bye.
Whoa! If you're leaving, that means you know how to do the rest of this math and you're working on it. That's what it means.
No, I finished the entire thing.
Okay, Quinlan. Yeah. Then I want you to look through and see if there's any other assignments you're missing. Okay. Okay. Now,
thank you, Mr. Nelson. Bye.
Great.
Bye. Thank you, tomorrow.
You're welcome.
See, some of you at the school.
Hold on.
Only a few.
Hey guys, this video is being recorded, so keep it down. All right, the next one we're going to do is number 3. That's 96 times 15. I'm going to do both methods again. So I'm going to make my boxes, and I'm just going to take over the entire area here. And I am going to do, and then I'm making my box. Okay, and I'm doing this because I got a 90 and I got a 6, right? 90 plus 6 is 96. And on the top, I'm going to do a 10 and a 5 because it's 15. And let's do this. So 10 times 9 or 10 times 90 is 900 because you just do a 9 and add 2 zeros. 10 times 6 is 60. 6 times 1 is 6 and then 0. Over here, we have a 5 times 90. 5 times 9 is 45. And you add that 0 on. And the last one is going to be bring down the 5, and you got 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. Okay. There you go. Now you got to add up those 4 numbers to get this answer. So you do 900. Can you guys see that? Sorry. I don't know if I'm covering that. All right. So that's 900 and 450 and 60 and 30. And we'll add those up. Let's see, zeros, all zeros in the first row. The second row has a 5 plus 6, which is 11, plus 3 is 14. You got to carry the 1 or regroup. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So your answer to the next one is 1,440 if you add all those up. Okay. And remember, that's the area model method. Okay. All right. Let's do it the other old-fashioned way that I like. It's my favorite method because I learned how to do it. Okay, so it's 96 times 15. Okay. All right. And if you remember, we do 5 times 6 first in the first row, and we get a 0. It's 30. And this time we have we carry the 3 because we get a 30. So that 3 goes on top. Now that means because you got 5 times 6, you got 30, and that 3 was in the 10s, so that goes on the 10s. Now I'm going to add that to the final product. Now we do 5 times 9, and 5 times 9 is 45. And now with that 45, we add 3, So 45, 46, 47. Oh, well, no, sorry. 45, 46, 47, 48. It's 48. So you get 480. Okay. All right. And since we're multiplying by a tens place, we're going to put a 0 there to hold the 10. And then we do 1 times 6 is 6. And 1 times 9 is 9. And so this time we're going to add our those numbers up, and we get 0. And 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. And 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And we get 1,440, just like we just got. Okay. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the last one up to you. Okay. Does anybody want me to do the one last one? Would anybody like me to do the last one for you?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So if you're good, you're good. I'm going to stop recording. Hold on.